before we go all over the city. Let's make some noise now for Sam King, everyone. Sam King! Alright, what's up, guys? So, lately, I've been thinking about running for president. Yeah, I know I'm not the biggest guy, but you don't have to be tall to make an impact on the world stage. Hey, I'm only 1 inch shorter than Kim Jong-un. I'll tell you though, if I were the president, it'd be a lot easier to meet women. Of course, they would have to get background checks. I mean, I don't want to date a terrorist. Although, it could work out with a suicide bomber. Yeah, I don't mind short-term relationships. Yeah, but I better be careful dating a suicide bomber, or the whole thing could blow up in my face. Oh! Dating is tough for me in general, because I have something called Asperger's syndrome. Yeah, that's a fancy way of saying I have 0 social skills. Makes it kind of hard to get laid, you know what I mean? Like one girl said, you can't even make eye contact. How are we supposed to have sex? I was like, wait, you expect me to make eye contact during sex? I can't even look at myself in the mirror while I masturbate. Anyone else? So in addition to Asperger's, in high school I was diagnosed with ADD. Yeah, the school psychologist told me, you have difficulty paying attention because you're easily distracted. I said, I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please? I was watching porn on my phone. Then he goes, and that's not all. You have a learning disability, which is why it takes you a while to finish a book. I said, oh, that's bullshit. I finished a 200-page book in 1 day. Yeah. You know how many crayons it takes to fill up a 200-page coloring book? So, they put me in special ed. But it wasn't that bad. I mean, thank God I didn't have to wear a helmet. Now, I chose to wear a helmet. Because the teachers were extra nice to the kids who wore helmets. Like every day, they would bring in cupcakes, cookies, brownies. I thought, oh great, I'll have a learning disability and diabetes. I used to worry about failing a test. Now I'm worried about losing a foot. But I have some fond memories of special ed. Like, I actually lost my virginity to a special ed girl. Yeah, on a short bus. We were playing Truth or Dare, and she goes, I dare you to have sex with me right now. I said, you're on. Next thing you know, everyone's cheering us on. Helmets are banging together. I'll never forget that field trip to the zoo. So, senior year though, I couldn't get a date for the prom. Yeah, you had to have a date to go, but my friend said, oh, don't sweat it. I found you the perfect girl. Yeah, so I was psyched. I rented a tuxedo, bought a corsage. Prom night, I opened the door. He's standing there with a blow-up doll. Yeah, that motherfucker, right? But on the bright side, I've always wanted to date an Asian woman, and her tag said, made in Korea. Winning. So we get to the prom. And the chaperone goes, hey, you can't come in here with a blow-up doll. I'm like, come on, you said we had to have a date. You never said she had to have a pulse. He goes, oh, all right. She won't be the only girl here with silicone boobs. So then we got on the, just as we get on the dance floor, she starts to deflate. Yeah. I mean, the principal walks by like, hey, your date's looking a little tipsy. Is she all right? I'm like, she's fine. She just needs a little fresh air. Hang on. So, when we got back to my car, I realized I left the corsage in the back seat, so I tried to pin it on her. Yeah, on prom night, some guys brag about popping their date's cherry. My date actually popped. That story always sucks the air out of the room. So believe it or not, I went to college. It was in rural Maryland, so I was like the only Jew. I was on a date with a girl. I mentioned that I'm Jewish. She said, "Oh, did you know that Jesus was a Jew?" I said, "Really? So if Jesus was Jewish, why would he become a carpenter?" I mean, he couldn't get into medical school? Talk about disappointing your father. But then she goes, you don't seem any different from the other guys here. I mean, why don't you prove you're really Jewish? So I showed her that I was circumcised. And that's how I got banned from Applebee's. So I'll leave you with this. College didn't exactly prepare me for the real world. Like, I still don't know how to act in certain situations. I was at this nightclub in Harlem. They're doing these fancy hip-hop moves. I'm doing this. One guy goes, "Man, you need a doctor." I'm like, "I think I need an exorcist." You guys have been terrific. I'll leave you on that.
Hey, how are everybody? You went to college, come here.